Last year, we opened the doors of the diet clinic again to welcome 8 Supersizers and 8 Superskinnies, each with one goal: to kick their bad eating habits to the curb. Over 5 days, they stepped into one another's shoes and swapped diets.
I'd rather have that than this.
Give me that any day.
Overseeing the swap was Dr. Gillian, who forced them to face the realities of what they were doing to their bodies.
That was like a snap.
Tonight we're going to see how super skinny Gillian and Supersizer Heather got on a year after the cameras stopped rolling.
Now, if I have any ice cream, it actually makes me want to be sick, to be quite fair.
We'll also look back at 4 women on the road to recovery battling anorexia.
If I clear my plate now, I'll feel quite guilty about that.
And we'll see how Anna Richardson and her team of flab fighters tried to beat the bulge.
So who's up for a gorge on Cheddar Gorge?
Welcome to Supersize versus Super Skinny, 1 year on. Last year, the Diet Den welcomed super skinny single mum Gillian Russell from Inverness. An average woman of 5'3" should weigh around 8.5 stone.
Not a big number, is it? 96.
At only 6 stone 8, Gillian is almost 2 stone underweight. 24-year-old Gillian is in dire need of help. She's starving her body with her dangerous eating habits, and the consequences of this are deadly serious.
I have had health problems to do with my weight. I've not had period in around 18 months. I've been in hospital as well to do with low potassium in my blood. I've got stomach problems to do with my weight, and just I'm always cold too. Now getting the health problems that I'm getting, I do really need to do something.
Gillian has the body of a child, and she eats like one too.
I'm a really fussy eater. I don't like chicken, I don't like dairy. A lot of things I can think about and put myself off, and a lot of things I've never tried, but I just know I don't like them.
With most foods off the menu, there is one thing that is guaranteed to fill Jill. She glugs down litres of fizzy diet drink all day long, which makes her feel full enough to pop. She has diet fizz for breakfast and lunch, but as the mum of 2 teeny tots, she feels pressure to eat something with them at dinner time.
I'll try and encourage them by having something.
But she only ever manages a kiddie-sized portion.
Just tell me, first of all, how do you think this has happened?
Like bad eating practices, and then they've got into habits, and then it's just really difficult to change because I'm so used to not eating. Then I've got the feeling where I don't recognise hunger anymore.
Her eating issues need to be tackled, and there's only one thing for it. It's time to call in the heavy artillery.
How are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Come along here.
Meet 26 stone supersizer Phillipa from Yorkshire. As a 48-year-old nurse, she knows better than most the dangers of overeating. But when it comes to grub guzzling, this nosher just can't seem to get enough.
I just love food. I love cooking, I love preparing food, and I love eating food. And I like nice food.
2 extreme diets and 2 shocking polar physiques. With an 18-stone difference between them, they're about to swap their diets in a bid to teach each other a hard lesson in food and nutrition. It's time for Supersize to meet Super Skinny.
Well, I'm really pleased to meet you at last.
I think, actually, my arm is the same size as your leg. That's incredible.
I don't know how I'll eat what she's probably eats, but we'll see.
To add girth to Jill and take fat from Phil, their diets are swapping for 5 days, and they're about to find out what's going to be on the menu as they come face to face with their shocking weekly consumptions.
Ready? Let's start with breakfast. Breakfasts. Let's move on to lunch.
Please, God.
It's not really very impressive, is it? Half a sandwich. Let's see what you have for dinners, then. A small quiche. This is a bit of tomato pasta salad. Your 4-year-old probably eats more than that. What's this, Gillian?
Diet drinks.
and just look at how much there is. When you didn't see any food going in at breakfast time, glass of diet fizzy drink, about 12 litres a week. I would call this an addiction, really.
Speechless.
This is what you're going to be now living on for the next week.
Well, thank you very much.
With her busy lifestyle, Gillian should be consuming 2,000 calories a day, but she's getting a pitiful 350. This means that she only eats 1.5 days' worth of calories in a week. That's a staggering undereat of 5.5 days.
Yours is very bad, but this is not necessarily going to be any better, all right? Breakfasts. Here we go. Banana, toast and butter. What do you think of her breakfast?
I don't like nothing.
You don't like any of that? Well, that doesn't really surprise me, but it's a darn sight better than your breakfast, isn't it? Let's move on to lunch. Lots of salad, pasta, fish and chips, vegetable soup, and then pate and toast.
Yeah.
You like pate and toast? What else?
I'm feeling sick, just seeing it all mushed together and just thinking that's what it's like inside your body.
It's their first night in the feeding clinic, and Jill's about to get her first dose of dumper truck-sized tucker. On the menu for Gillian, an enormous bowl of chilli and some mango for Pud, followed by cheese and biscuits. But the chilli is receiving a frosty reception, and reactions speak louder than words. And it's not just the taste of food that turns Gillian's tiny tum. The noises of eating drive her mad too.
I don't like eating when it's so quiet because I can hear myself as well.
You can hear chewing. You don't like chewing?
Just had the first meal and I feel really sick. I'm not used to eating in such quietness as well, so it was difficult to hear like chewing, and I didn't like it at all.
Coming up, we meet Heather, the supersized snacker from last series.
You are exactly 280 pounds.
It's a lot.
Anna Richardson and her band of flab fighters take on the Battle of the Bulge.
Go!
And we follow the 4 brave women who fought back against anorexia.
I have not had a sandwich for about 2 years now, so eating a big sandwich today, it's a big challenge.
Last year, I took the Battle of the Bulge to the streets. Well, actually the hills, the hedges and a car wash to show that if you wanted your sneaky treats, you had to pay the price. Welcome to my flab fighting club. A third of all adults in the UK are said to be on a permanent diet at any one time, but 86% of us women put the weight back on again. Let's face it, diets are hard work. So I'm opening my own diet club. These 7 ladies are serial dieters desperate to slim down, but who always fall off the dreaded diet wagon.
I've tried a number of diets. I've tried the herbal tablets, the Atkins, starving myself, laxatives. I've basically been on a diet on and off since I was about 11. Pretty tired of them now.
So in my diet club, the rules are simple. Stick to a diet plan we've devised, which will allow them to have their vices, but they'll have to burn off the extra calories with exercise. So, why can't we stick to our diets? Reason number 1, chocolate.
If I'm feeling a bit low or I'm tired when I come home from work, my biggest downfall is chocolate.
I probably eat 2 or 3 bars a day.
Eat 100 grams of the sweet stuff and you're looking at around 530 calories. But if our girls want to commit the chocolate crime, then they have to learn to do the time. Today, our dieting dames are going to be working the red carpet, but not quite in the way they might like. You don't have to be a member of an expensive gym to burn off your guilty pleasures. Simple household chores like vacuuming can burn about 300 calories an hour. So if you want the pleasure of eating your fave chocky bars, just how much vacuuming would you need to do? For a dairy milk whole nut, you'd need to do 54 minutes. A Yorkie bar would be 1 hour and a quarter's worth of vacuuming to the max. Or you could burn off a Milky Way in just 23 minutes. Being a domestic goddess has never been so tasty. Later on, the girls get cheesed off having to ramble in the rain, but then show a little dogged determination to burn off those bickies.
Super skinny Gillian tickles the scales at just 6 stone 8. She's a picky eater, consuming a paltry 350 calories a day. She swapped diets with supersized 25 stone 6 Phillipa. Day 2, and Phil is preparing to launch the day's first food attack. And it's breakfast, so ready, aim, fry. For Phil, it's a diet pop breakfast. But it's Gillian who's got a problem with her bumper brekkie.
What don't you like about egg yolk?
The texture. I've never liked egg yolk. It spoils the toast.
Gillian agrees to give the egg a go, but if at first you don't succeed, try.
Don't smell it, just put it in your mouth.
Try.
And that's not even a mouthful, is it? It's just kind of...
It's so silly.
And try again. And she's cracked it.
Just chew it, and the toast will take over.
It was quite tough because the foods that I don't like, but I tried them and I did eat much more than I would usually eat, so I think I've done well in that respect, that I've probably eaten what I would usually eat in a day.
It's the start of a new day, and even though Gillian knows she has to make changes, it's not going to be so easy.
It wouldn't be so bad if it didn't have milk in it, I think.
Gillian's dislike of most calcium-rich foods means she rarely eats them, which throws up major concerns about the health of her bones.
I think this puts her at a real risk of osteoporosis, so I'm sending her for a bone scan to see if my concerns are justified.
If I do have osteoporosis and the results are positive, I'll be absolutely devastated because I'm only 24, and to know that I've been doing that to my body for so long, it's quite scary.
The potential consequences of Gillian's gross undereating are shocking, and Dr. Jessen hopes in forcing her to face them, she'll begin to see the realities of her terrible diet.
Those ribs are very, very, very prominent. There's nothing covering them at all.
I never realised you could see the spine, and
It's so prominent because there's nothing covering it.
this skeletal, that's horrible.
I sent you for a bone scan. Now your spine is okay. Your hips are absolutely not okay. Your hip bones are similar to about a 60-year-old lady's hip bones.
It's quite thin, even though I knew the likelihood was my bones would be bad, you know, you had naivety that it won't happen to me, blah, 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 and it's a definite shock.
What's scaring you most?
Just that I have the hips of a 60-year-old that's older than my mum. And it's like 5 years' time, if I carried on, what would it be like? I can't believe I've done that to myself. I want to be there for my kids growing up, so I've got to change.
It's the end of the week for Gillian and Phillipa, and armed with their tailor-made eating plans, our diet swappers head home, ready to turn the old eating negatives into new forward-thinking positives.
Last year, we followed the lives of 4 women: Rachel, Rebecca, Elaine and Fiona, each battling to wrestle back control of their lives from the grip of anorexia. Rachel is aged 21, 5'3", and weighs just 5 stone 12.
Once I lost athletics, I think I lost a part of me. I was just kind of left on the lurch, and my new obsession in life went on to food, and I used to start restricting what I ate.
Rebecca is aged 21, 5'5", and weighs just 7.5 stone.
It's much easier for me to deal with if my food's in packets. I know there's a certain amount of calories within that packet, and I trust it not to be any more.
Elaine is aged 35, 5'5", and weighs 7 stone 4.
I've damaged my body quite a lot over the years, and I think the chances of me having kids, well, I've been told, are very minimal. The eating disorders left me without a normal life.